Now, the biggest thing you have to remember about digits, if it's a single digit, you can't use 10. Why? Because 10 is what? 2 digits. So you can't put a 10, that's like putting a size 12 foot in a 10 shoe. You can't put it in there, okay? You can't put 2 digits. So when people say 10 digits in a slot, people say, okay, 0 to 10. But that's 11 digits, all right? 0 to 10, or 10 digits would be 0 to 9, okay? Because you have to count 0 and you have to count 9. So don't make that mistake. That's the biggest mistake students make, all right? So when you're talking about, and I'm going to say 3 things, a license plate and a alarm system, and I think there's, a word, okay? Now, words don't come up too much. Mostly it's alarm system and license plates, all right? Now, 10 is going to be your magic number because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 9, sorry. It's 9, it's 10 letters, 10 digits. 7 is how many spaces you have. So if you was to write anything on this example, you want to write 0 to 9 right there. Just make a line. I don't have my whiteboard going on. But 0 to 9 is your digits. And then that 7 is the spaces. So there's 7 spaces on that license plate. If there was 8 spaces, then you wouldn't have a 7, you'd have an 8. It'd be 10 to the 8th. Okay, now, I personally don't put a lot of these on the test because I think the factorial questions are a whole lot more, the combination permutations are a whole lot more applicable. So, and most of y'all are not going to be making license plates for a living, I hope not. Because that means that you're in, a great hotel. They still make license plates. Oh yeah, there's probably slave labor or something like that. The unions probably told them they couldn't do it. Interfere with their cable TV.
And their weight room.
And their what?
And their gym.
And their weight room, yeah, and their cardio time. So that's how you do it. So 10 to the 7th power, I don't know what that comes up to. Punch that in your calculator. And that's how you do a question like that. Remember, alarm system and license plates. You see those in your homework. Okay? Now, what I would like to get to is the factorial. And let me get my whiteboard. My phone kind of messed me up. I'm still trying to get that fixed. There we go. I'll just go ahead and write here. Factorial. Factorial is used whenever you want to multiply numbers in sequence as they appear to 1. Now, why don't I go to 0? If you multiply by 0, every number you get is going to be what?
0.
0. So that would kind of annihilate whatever you're doing. So, if I wanted to do 4 factorial, what is 4 factorial? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All right, so 4 factorial, and I just want to show you the sequence because once you see 3 or 4 numbers, you're going to see the pattern. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 1 is 24. Okay, now here's where you're going to see it. 5 factorial. And of course, 5 times 4. That's not the pattern I'm talking about. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, if you see this appears where? You know that this is 24, so just multiply 5 times what? 24. So it's always this number times the previous factorial. So 5 times 24 is going to be what, 120? Somebody check me. Yes, Hubert. No, Hubert. Thank you, class, for the interaction. 6 factorial. Well, see, that's going to be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, or 6 times 5 factorial, which would be 720.
Yes, sir.
And so on. So factorial, and when do you use factorial? Well, I'm fixing to show you on the next screen. 7 factorial will be 7 times 6 factorial, which is right above us, right above this. Well, that's supposed to be a factorial. And that's 7 times, so that'd be 49, 50, 40. Somebody check me.
50, 40.
And that's what factorials are. Okay, now you don't use them unless you're going to use them. Well, this is the word smile. This is the example that I give most of the time. The word smile. How many different words can you, oh no, don't say the words. How many different arrangement of those letters can you make? Well, it's a factorial question. Arrangement. Write that down. Arrangement. What is lottery? Arrangement of what? Numbers. Arrangement. How many different arrangements of smile can you have? Well, how many letters are there? So it'd be 5 factorial, which is what? So there's 120 different arrangements. I don't know how to spell arrangements. Is it with the E? I can't ever remember when to drop the E and when not to. Okay? Cheer up. It's Monday. You're supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
I'll run over. Who won the race yesterday? Nobody watches racing anymore. I haven't watched it since Dale Earnhardt crash.
Go left.
They say that NASCAR died when Dale Earnhardt died. Is that true? I think so. So when do you drop the E? Some of you English people. What's the rule?
Y'all suck. I after E except after C.
No, that ain't it.
Hey man, that's my knowledge, baby.
I still get it wrong. I before E except after C, right? I still get it wrong. Because every time I use that rule, it don't work.
It's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there's 2 things I want you to, this is what you're going to be tested on in this. I don't know what else is in this unit, but this section, but I'm just going to test you on these 2 things. Combination and permutation. Combination has to deal with no order. Permutation has to deal with order. Now, if you look in your book, somebody look in your book. You and D. You turn to D for me, please. I'm not going to write down the formula because we don't use the formula. If you like punishment, then knock yourself out because it is very punishing. Or 7E. Are we in 7E or D? Huh? E. Sorry, I'm sorry. Just go until you see. Okay. Page 461 is your combination formula. And can you find the permutation for me? Page 461.
459.
459 is your, I don't even put it on the board because there's no sense in using it. There's no sense in writing it down. Okay, but if you need it, if you can't use the Excel spreadsheet and you can't use your calculator, what I'm fixing to show you, then break out the whips and chains. You're going to have to use that formula, which is not easy to use. Okay? And it's really just plug and chug, and you still have to use your calculator to do factorial, So it's kind of redundant to use the calculator to use the formula when you can use the calculator to just do it. All right? So I'm going to show you how to do it. Now with this one usually is lottery questions. Okay? Why? Because with the lottery, you don't have to have them in any what?
Certain order.
In certain order. You just have to have 5 numbers in the Powerball or the Mega Ball or whatever. I just play it. I get 5 tickets. When it gets above 50 million, I start buying some tickets. All right, I buy 5 tickets because I'm going to show you in just a minute that it doesn't matter whether you buy 5 tickets or 5 million. You still have a 0% chance. But you can't win if you don't what? If you don't play. So I buy 5 tickets, which is $10. And that's not going to take food out of my kids' mouths, so I'm not worried about it. All right? That's if you can play or gamble like that, then you don't have a problem. If you like cash your paycheck and you can't pay your bills, then there's a problem there. All right. So what is permutation? Permutation has to do with order. I usually tell students permutation has to do with officers on a board or committee. Now, I didn't say just a committee. I said what? Officers. Officers mean that they have a what? They have a position. That means they have what? Order. Okay? So those are the 2 type questions you'll see. Now, you may see other questions, but you're looking for questions, and the question's either going to say order, or it's going to say what? No order, or it's not going to say anything. If it doesn't say anything, that means it's a combination. Okay? Now, these are the easiest questions pretty much, and all of them are easy because you got basic math with the first set of probability. You have to worry about the word or and for the second part of the probability, and then this. So everybody should make a good grade on this because it's not really that hard as far as, it's not that difficult. So I'm going to go to the transparency now, and I'm going to do the Excel spreadsheet first, and I usually do that first for a reason. If I could find my mouse, there we go. All right, let me go to the Excel spreadsheet, and I'm also going to pull up SouthCarolinaLottery.com. I'm going to be a heathen, which that's what I am pretty much. I'm kidding. Somebody take that literally. I'm going to be a heathen and pull up the lottery, and everybody's going to hell as soon as they leave here. www.southcarolina, you got to spell the whole that blame thing out. Huh?
Say we'll take a field trip.
Lottery.com. You got to be kidding me. Educationlottery.com. Yeah, they can't do anything simple in South Carolina. Well, that's not it. Okay, we're going to Google. So, they tell you when you do a presentation or to keep it simple, they tell you when you name your business to keep it simple. But in South Carolina, we don't follow directions very well. South Carolina Education Lottery. We have to give an address where you have to Google it to get to it. There it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay, so let's hit that and let's hit this. Okay, so I want you to copy that first part right here. Just copy it. I'll blow it up because somebody's going to say, I can't see it. Never fails. There's always what? There's always one. And of course, where's that person sitting that can't see it? Not only the back, but they move their desk on back so they can touch the wall back there. And that's the ones that can't see it. All right. Select 5 numbers, white balls, from 1 to 69. And select the Powerball, 1 to 26. I just want you to write that down for your notes, because all of your lottery questions are going to read something like this. So I only need to show you one, because that's pretty much it. The only thing they won't do is they won't give you, some of them may just say 5 numbers and that's it. And they won't give you a Powerball. They'll just give you 5 numbers and say, what's the probability of winning? Okay, so just say 5 balls, 1 to 69, and then 1 ball, 1 to 26. That's all you got to write down. All right? Now, we're going to go back to that so we can check our probability out after we calculate it. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to write down our formula. Well, I'm not going to write down that formula, but I'm going to say I'm going to buy 1 ticket. I'm going to buy 5 tickets. I'm going to buy 10 tickets. I'm going to buy 25 tickets. I'm going to buy 50 tickets. I'm going to buy 100 tickets. I'm going to buy 1,000 tickets, 10,000 tickets, 100,000 tickets. No, let's go with 50,000. 50,000 tickets. And there's a reason I'm doing this. There's 2 or 3 reasons I'm doing this. Because we in South Carolina, what are we? We're stupid, right? We're stupid. The rest of the country thinks we're 2 things. What are we? Stupid and what? Racist. Okay, so I'm gonna show you why everybody, is that 100,000? Okay. Is that 100,000? Those zeros start running together. All right, now let's go with 500,000. And then 1 million. And then 5 million. And then, of course, 10 million. Now, when you're using an Excel spreadsheet, you want to write down COMBIN. C-O-M, I'm sorry, hold on. There it is, COMBIN, see it? That's combination. All right, now we got N is equal to, I'm sorry, N is equal to, what is it, 1 to 69? Okay, so N is 69, and how many spaces we have? 5. And then the other one is N is equal to 1 to what?
26.
1 to 26, that'd be 26. And then R is 1. Now I'm going to get into this. As soon as I get all this stuff on the computer, I'm going to go up there and write down the formulas and everything. You're going to see where it goes. I'm going to go ahead and figure this one. So equals 69, COMBIN, no, I'm sorry. I'll do it different than the calculator. COMBIN, parentheses, 69, comma, 5. And then this will be 25, 26 probably, equals COMBIN, parentheses, 26, comma, 1. Okay, so that's our combination. That's our denominator. Now I'm going to get up here and write down some stuff. Okay, when you're dealing with the combination as well as it's going to be N combination R and N permutation R. That's what you're going to see in your calculator under the probability key. So everybody get your calculators out if you've got one. If you don't, you're supposed to spaz out and say you don't have one and start, running around in circles instead. All right, if you don't have one, you just use you've already one, or you steal one, or you use the, what you call it, the Excel spreadsheet. Okay? Now, if you look on your calculator, there should be a probability key somewhere in here. I have to remember, I don't use the calculator very much. Okay, I think it's under math. Yeah. Arrow over to probability, and there they are. Okay? NPR and NCR. Math, arrow over to probability, and then NCR and NPR. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use it. Go ahead and type in, go to the, hit quit or escape, get to the main screen, and type in 69. Then I want you to type in math. Go over to probability, and then go over to NCR, and then type in 5. And then hit enter. And you should get this number right here, which is 11,238,513. Okay? Those of you with the calculator, did you get it? All right. The second one, 26, combination 1 will always give you the n. N is always your biggest number. N will always be your digits. Okay? R is your spaces. Just like your exponent in the license plate. R is your spaces. Okay, so type in 26, math, probability, NCR, and 1, and you should get 26. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. How do you win the Powerball? You got to have the 5 numbers and the what? The Powerball. What does that and mean? I'm sorry, I heard but what? Multiply. Sound like a frog. Okay? It means you got to multiply. So the denominator, you're going to have to multiply those 2 numbers. Okay? So if you take your handy dandy denominator, and you're going to multiply 1, 1, 2, 3, 8, 5, 1, 3. And you're going to multiply that because of the word and, because you got to have both of them, and 26. And that's how you find the lottery. Now, the age-old question, how do you win the lottery? You have to buy what? Ticket. Now, this is where me in the book, there's going to be some questions that you're going to have to really read to see if they're asking you if it's the probability of winning or what is the probability. Is there 2 different things? Yes. The probability of winning is assuming that you have bought a what? 1 ticket. The probability is that number right there. So you have to be very careful on these questions. I'm very lenient on these questions on the test and the homework. Because sometimes they're not very, you have to read them 2 or 3 times. And you write down, you put your answer down and it's wrong, and you were just supposed to put the denominator. I don't know. I look at the question as, if it says, what is the probability of winning? To me, that means you got to put the 1 on the top. Okay? So I'm very lenient with those questions. Does everybody understand that? If you have the right numbers on your work and you need to show me, or you put it on there, or you typed in the denominator and they wanted the 1 over the denominator, but you didn't see where it says winning, I'm very lenient. Most of the time, if it says winning, they want you to put the 1, meaning that you bought a ticket. Because you can't win if you don't buy a ticket. Both books are not good with these questions. So I'm not going to just condemn this one, although this one sucks. So that's 1 ticket. So what you do is you think of your probability right there. So that's what people, when they say the probability of winning, that's assuming that you're buying 1 ticket. Now, does anybody remember when the lottery came to South Carolina? Anybody? Some of y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but oh, I do. I do. I remember it because I don't know when exactly it was, but I was somewhere between 18 and 26. I was somewhere in there. And Beasley was the governor, or I can't remember who was the governor, but there was a transition of governors, and it was Governor Beasley, and the guy before him, he was a Democrat, and he was terrible. But anyway, I can't remember, but Governor Beasley was riding the fence on him. You know how I feel about the lottery. I still remember this commercial. You know how I feel about the lottery. I don't like it. But if the people of South Carolina want it, we'll take it. You know, what kind of answer is that? Anyway, it's a political answer. Riding that fence. But the reason people in South Carolina, not people in South Carolina, people in South Carolina wanted it. All right? But the people that was looking out for South Carolina because, you know, we're illiterate and racist and dumb and stupid. Okay? They didn't want us to have it because we would spend all of our paychecks on the lottery, and our kids would be running around in diapers in the parking lot of the gas station, you know, starving to death. Okay? Because us in Mississippi, I mean, there's no hope for us in Mississippi. The rest of the country, we're just a bunch of, I mean, you think I'm kidding. You should have seen the outcry of the people outside of South Carolina not to have the lottery in South Carolina because we were going to self-destruct and blow up. I'm serious. You remember?
Mm-hmm. There were ads.
Yeah, and they were paid for outside of South Carolina. Beats anything I ever seen. Poor old South Carolina, they're just going to hell in a handbasket. Their children are going to starve because all them stupid parents down there are going to go out and buy the lottery. I mean, it was awful. But anyway, that's why I'm going to show you this. Bubba, he thinks, you know, I'm not going to buy one ticket. I'm going to buy 1,000,000 tickets. And that's what everybody thought the South Carolina people were going to think. We were just going to go out and buy, take our paycheck, and we were just going to blow it. So let me go ahead and multiply. I'm just going to multiply it right here. Equals this guy times this guy. Should be 292 million. Yep. So equals this guy divided by this guy, F4, and enter. And we're going to do something a little bit different here. Let me go ahead and do this. Format, number. Let's go to 3 places. There we go. And I'm going to copy that down. There we go. Well, we don't. Let me fix that. We don't go to 3 places in the real world. We go to what? 2 places. Gas. Everywhere we go, it's to the dollars and to the what? Cents. So we go to 2 places. There we go. Okay, so Bubba, he's going to take his whole paycheck and he's going to buy 1,000 tickets. Is Bubba being very smart? Why? Because your probability is still 0% whether you buy 1 ticket or 1,000 tickets. You don't actually start to get anywhere until you at least buy what? 5 million tickets. But people in South Carolina are going to do that because we're stupid. That's what people were actually thinking. They were thinking that people in South Carolina couldn't handle it. So, Joel, I can't remember his name. He was a professor at Clemson. I had him for 2 classes. He wrote a book about this. Brawley. Somebody Google it. You can Google it. It's Joel, Goel, Brawley, Brawley, I believe. He wrote a book on gambling. He was a professor at Clemson. And he wrote a book on gambling, and he used this type of reasoning throughout the whole book. And, you know, if you're going to go out and be a gambler, you might want to read that book if you decide to make a full-time job out of gambling. Gambling is supposed to be like anything else. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be, but what do we do as humans? We take it to the what? Extreme. And we have Vegas. But If you buy one ticket, your chance is 0%. If you buy 1 million tickets, your chance is still 0%. I go by a gas station out here on 24. I get 5 tickets. That's all I get. 5 tickets for the Mega Million, 5 tickets for the. Right now, does anybody know what the lottery's up to?
A lot.
300 on each. So, if you win both of them, you got a lot of money, but the chance of winning is going to be 1 in 480 something million.
It was the most recent time it was hit, not what it is now, but I think it was the time before. It was like last month, a 20-year-old hit both.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Hampshire. No, was it New Hampshire? From Florida. He was in Florida.
Yeah, he hit that.
Trust fund baby.
He ain't got to work.
And he won the lottery.
He ain't got to work.
I'm dadgum Charlie Bucket here, okay? Charlie Bucket on, I go find a $10 bill, I'm gonna buy a lottery, I still lose. I don't win like he did, but it's the same concept. If Charlie Bucket had not found that $10 outside in the old one he found $10, and the new one, I don't know what it was, but he found the money. If he hadn't have bought that candy bar, he wouldn't have gotten the what?
Golden ticket.
The golden ticket. Same thing with the lottery. So I keep buying them. My son goes, Dad, how much you win? Won $4. So, but what I do, I take that $4 and what? I buy 2 more tickets. See, that's the way I play. I play if I win. If I don't win, then I just go buy and get 5 tickets. So I'm not one of these people with their kids running around in the parking lot, in diapers, starving to death. So that's how you do it. Now, make sure you can get that same thing in your calculator. All right, make sure you can do the combinations. If I give you 10 questions on the test out of this unit, 4 or 5 of them are going to be lottery questions. You got it? Now, what about the permutations? Make sure you can do a permutation question. Permutation question is going to read like I'll just make one up. What would you do if you won the lottery? Well, if you were a guy, you'll go out and get $1 million of cash, put it in the console of a brand new oversized pickup truck, and go to the local strip club, get beat up, and somebody steals your truck with $1 million of cash in it. That's what a guy would do. Well, that's what the guy in Texas did. He won like one of the first lotteries out there or whatever, and he won like $2 million, and he put it all in cash in his console of his oversized brand new pickup truck and went to the strip club, and somebody beat the crap out of him, stole his truck and the $2 million. Can you say DA? First thing I'd do is put it in the bank. That's the first thing I would do. Second thing I would do is go find me a tax attorney. That's the second thing I would do. Third thing I would do is after I met with the tax attorney, take the end off of it. If I won $52 million, I'd take $2 million, I'd just blow it. Blow it on whatever I wanted to. And the rest of it, I'd pay bills and then leave it in there and live off of it the rest of my life. I surely would not go cash it and go to the strip club. My God. Can't believe when I saw that. It happened to a guy that had lost his business. God, what a surprise. Went bankrupt, and he won the lottery, and he was a builder. And he lost his business, and now I know why he lost his business, because he wasn't a very smart cookie. All right. There are 40 people, 40 members in the country club. They want to form, that's not right, to form a improvement board. Of 4 officers. President, vice president, secretary, and what? Treasurer. Usually, that's the way the question's going to be worded. All right? And you got to figure out how many different permutations of that scenario there are. Okay? So what is n? N is always your biggest what? Number. So n would be 40. Oops. And R would be, well, if you take 40 out, the only number it can be is what? 4. Now, this right here, red flag, what is this? Order. So therefore, you're not going to use combination, you're going to use permutation. 40, permutation, 4. Somebody give me that number.
$2,193,360.
193,000 what?
360.
Good Lord, I didn't think it was that big. But you got to think about it. There's 40 members. Okay? That's how many different combinations, permutations you could have of president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And then the second part of the question usually says they also want to have a grounds committee. With 4 members. And then what is the combination of that? That would be N40 combination of 4. And somebody give me that number. 40 combination of 4. Why am I using combination? Because a committee usually does not have what? Officers. A board usually has officers. So what is 40 combination of 4? Y'all settle down. 91,300 what? 390. Well, why is this way smaller than this? Because of the order. One person could be 40 different presidents. What do I mean? That's when you get into quantum physics, quantum mechanics, different realities. Think about it. If you are one of those 40 members, there is 40 different scenarios where you are the what? President. Then there's 40 different scenarios where you're the what? Vice president. Then there's 40 different scenarios that you're the treasurer. Now, you put that with every single member. You have 40 different realities with 4 different positions. You got to think about that. Okay? Versus the grounds committee. The grounds committee, there's no officers. So you can either be on the committee or not. So that's why the number is less. Okay? Now, that's pretty much it for this unit. It's a real simple unit. I'm going to tell you right now what the test will consist of. Unit 2 test. I would say if, and I'll put if right there because some of y'all will hold me to it if I don't put if 20 questions are on the test, math questions, not my easy questions, but math questions, you're talking about 4 from each unit. 5 from each unit. You're talking about 5 basic what? Basic probability questions. What's the basic? Somebody give me an example of a basic probability question.
What's the probability you roll a 6 on a die?
Yeah, I even put 7 on there. Let's see if 10 Out of 30, that's 1/3. That means 3 of y'all would get it wrong. I doubt it. Usually the smaller the group, the smarter the group. Most of the time, but some of y'all are exception to the rule, right? All right, nobody gonna say. 5 what? Additive law. What's the key word with additive law? Add.
It's one of those days.
Yeah. 5 of the what? Multiplicative law. What's the word there? And. And 5 factorial. No, not well, maybe factorial, because I do put factorial on there, like the smile question, I might put one of those on there. Combination, permutation, mostly lottery, and board. Those are the ones I usually put on there. So, now, I just finished the section. So that means, what's that? Wednesday, that means homework questions. If I don't have any homework questions, that means what? We go over the test, and if I go over the test Wednesday, that means that I'm going to what? Put dates on the test as well as the what? Homework. Y'all see a pattern? Hopefully y'all see how I do this now. All right, who has questions? I'm going to get to let y'all out early today, and nobody can bitch. Hubert let out class early today. Was the end of the dadgum unit. Get out of here. I'm not talking about y'all.